All right, so here we're going to do applications of linear functions. So we're talking about word problems. Um, and in this case, the problem is actually going to be given to us in standard form over here, and we're going to have to change it into slope-intercept form. So the problem says one of the occupations expected to have the most employment growth between 2019 and 2029 is registered nurses. So we got RNs. The number of people, Y in thousands. So y is going to be the number of people, and y is going to be thousands. So if y is 2, it's 2,000. So the number of people y employed as registered nurses in a certain country can be estimated by that linear equation. X is the number of years after 2019. So this means there's going to be some kind of subtraction. Whatever your year is, you need to subtract 2019 because that's going to be the number of years since or after 2019. So let's jump in and do this. So part A says find the slope and the y-intercept of the linear equation. So let's write this out. We have 268x minus 10 y equals negative 30,530. And we want to solve for y. So we want to get y by itself. So we're going to move everything over. We're going to subtract the 268x. So we're going to have negative 10 y equals negative 268x minus 30,530. And then we're going to divide by negative 10. And that's going to isolate our y. So again, everything gets divided by negative 10. So here's our equation. Y equals, we could write this in multiple ways. If we divide by 2, let's just say it's 26.8x. And this is going to be plus 3053. So 3053. That's your equation. So the slope is the 26.8 and the y-intercept is the 30,000. So let's start with the y-intercept because that's actually going to be the easier one to do. So what does the y-intercept mean? The y-intercept is the value when x is 0. This is our y value. So it all comes back to understanding the problem. X is the number of years after 2019. So if x is 0, this is telling us we are starting in the year 2019, not after. The y value says the number of people employed as registered nurses. So that means in 2019, there are 30,53,000 because this is in thousands. So that means it's that many. It's essentially 3 million people employed as registered nurses. So again, that number is in thousands. So it's a little confusing because it's a 1,000 number. But if that was 3, for example, there wouldn't be 3 people employed. It would be 3,000. So you just have to add those extra 3 zeros to see the actual number. So that's your y-intercept. So now we can look at the slope. What does the slope mean? Well, here the slope is 26.8. Now the slope is a relationship. Slope is the change in the y values divided by the change in the x values. So that means the y's are changing by 26.8, or even if you look at the original slope, right? It's 268 over 10. So y, again, is the number of people. So the change in y means there are 268 more, because it's positive, registered nurses. That's the change. There's an increase where there's that many more. And the x is the number of years. So there are 268 more nurses for every 10 years. And this is all after 2019. So there you go. So that's how you do it. If you use the decimal, then there's 26.8, so almost 27 more nurses every year since 2019, and it's going to increase like that. So again, rewriting the equation, that's typically the easier part. Understanding is all based on the words and using words to describe what's happening.